Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
Well, I hope you had a fantastic Father's Day weekend, Freak Nation. And out of the gate, I got to say, I'm not going to try and fool you with this show today, tonight, depending on where and when you're watching, listening to this thing on the Freak Radio Network or on MAVTV. We go live on Sunday nights on the Freak Radio Network, and then we play this thing, the beautiful video version of it, on MAVTV at 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. And as we are going live on the Freak Radio Network, we've got 20 laps left in your cup race. So I'm going to jump out on the limb right here and say, within the next couple of hours, we're going to have Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, or maybe Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here in the Freak Nation.
So you're saying one of them, unless there's the big one at Iowa.
I don't think there's ever going to be a big one in Iowa. I think collectively, Statman, they've all been collectively, these tire issues, they've been kind of big, Stat.
Yeah, of all the things that I'm watching, I don't have a good picture in my mind or heart of Stenhouse winning.
Yeah, no. Didn't he get rear-ended by Barry not too long ago? Just because he slowed?
Whatever it was, I just don't have a good picture of Stenhouse winning tonight.
I have a really big picture of Ryan Blaney not running out of fuel this time and taking this win.
If he runs out of fuel this time, there'll be a seismic shock in Iowa. They might wake up in the morning and the cornfields in Iowa will have turned to cotton.
I understand that I'm taking a left turn here real quick with Statman saying that the cotton fields will turn to cotton. Corn, that too. Will turn to cotton candy. But when people hear that I'm from Texas, I promise you, do you still ride horses to work? I haven't lived in Texas for over 30 years. When I had a TV show in Japan, they said, Kenny, we need more Texan out of you. And depending on who asked me, they said, Kenny, you're from Texas. You voted for so-and-so. It's like assuming that you are from Iowa and you know everything about corn. I know the damn race is the freaking Iowa Crazy Corn 350.
Brought to you by ethanol, which is corn produced.
I don't know where I'm going with that, Freak Nation. But regardless, thank you guys for being a part of this big old thing. It's a big show for you. There was a dude that won twice this weekend on Superbikes, and he's going to be joining us here in the Freak Nation. Bobby Fong will be joining us here with the Freaks. Also, Corey Day ran for Jr Motorsports in a late model, but that's not the story. This dude's kicking ass in the high limit series and over the weekend won the World of Outlaws at Knoxville. He'll be here in the Freak Nation. And another sprint car pilot making a whole lot of noise as she hopefully makes her way to the NASCAR Cup Series, Jade Avedisian, who you might have seen on MAVTV's On the Rise. She'll be here in the Freak Nation. And David Malukas makes an appearance at Road America, and our freaking insider, Jess Peters, caught up with him. David Malukas will be here in the Freak Nation.
What do you bet he won't be on a mountain bike anytime soon? And wait a minute.
What?
Before we go any further, I want to know who this interloper is in the blue hat that has kidnapped our favorite person, Richie, and is holding him hostage somewhere because Richie has long hair and a beard. And this guy shows up mistakenly faking his way, trying to make us believe that's Richie with short hair and no beard.
But he's in a great hat.
It's summertime here in the great state of Arizona, Statman. It is hot, and beards do not fare well in the summer weather here in Phoenix. So we go short hair and clean shaven in the summer, baby. 110 on Sunday here in Phoenix. So
they're talking about some 110 here in Ohio. That's with humidity. At least it's dry heat in Arizona.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Freak Nation, that's what you do when you tap dance till the end of the cup race. You start talking about weather in freaking Columbus.
How's the weather, race fans?
IndyCar announced their schedule, and we're still trying to figure out how IndyCar and Fox are going to get their broadcasts in. If Fox is going to continue to broadcast NASCAR for the first half of the season, which they are. I know that for 2025. We're still trying to figure how they're going to overlay this damn thing. The pros and cons of that. We've got that coming up in the show.
You tell me if you saw start times in that schedule.
No, I didn't.
And you tell me if NASCAR has released their schedule yet, including start times. Trust me, it's going to be a good February, March, April, May for race fans on Fox. Remember, the NHRA is also on Fox. So Sundays on Fox are going to be mega February, March, April, May. Just wait.
That is so true. I forgot about NHRA on Fox. It's tape delayed, but which again they could put at the butt end of these series on a Sunday night or Sunday evening, depending on where you are. But that's so
hold
true.
on. Just before we get further into it later on this hour, let's just hypothetical.
Right.
Aside from the Daytona 500, obviously that's going to be that Daytona 500 is going to have its own Sunday in February. But after that, when NHRA starts their season and IndyCar starts their season, the end of February, then you're going to have possibly IndyCar starting off the day, going into NASCAR, going into NHRA. Right, the NHRA part's going to be tape delayed, but that's going to be awesome. Sit your butt on the couch and enjoy yourself some Fox Motorsports.
I'm still trying to fathom what the hell you just said.
IndyCar will start the day.
No, I understand that. Just knowing how motorsports is treated in this business by certain programmers, I just trying to figure this thing out. Hey, look, it was badass.
It's going to be good for the industry overall. I really, really believe that.
The fact that I could go onto my Max app, not HBO, but Max, and watch the Daytona 24-hour uninterrupted.
Actually, Le Mans.
That's not what I meant to say. You're right. 24 hours of Le Mans. Sorry. Thank you, Crasher. Yeah, right, Statman. Commercial free. And I watch more Le Mans Saturday morning than I have collectively in my lifetime.
This weekend, Saturday morning, more than the entire last 24 years combined? Come on. That's not true.
My time on this planet. Yeah. Go back. And I mean, Stat could tell you, they talk about the 24-hour of Le Mans being the biggest race on the planet. But up until recently, you couldn't find the freaking race
in America
live. Well, yeah, where else am I going to be? In freaking Pluto? No, here in America. You couldn't find it, but it's there on my app. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the education that I presented to myself in that hour and a half of watching that race was fan-freaking-tastic. Hypercar, now I know the true meaning of a hypercar. It's not a supercar. It's not a hybrid car, but it's a hypercar. And maybe sometime within the show, we're going to get to that here in the Freak Nation of explaining to the novices out there the difference between a hypercar, a hybrid, and a supercar, as Ryan Blaney is going on to win his first cup race of 2024. And he does it right there. Congratulations, Ryan Blaney. No issues of running out of ethanol, petrol, corn-fed fuel for Ryan Blaney. Congratulations to Ryan Blaney. Richard C. Suave, before we go to break in a minute and a half, what are you seeing? I know what I saw for the last 2-3 hours of that race. What are you seeing from Bob Pockrass, Jeff Gluck regarding the tire issue?
Yeah, there were multiple drivers that had issues, right? Kyle Busch had an issue. Denny Hamlin had issues earlier in the race. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had some issues, right? But there was one stint in the race where I believe it was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. who managed to get those tires to work over 100 laps on a stint somehow, some way. And this last green flag stint was a pretty decent amount of time as well. So yeah, that was seemingly the big issue of the weekend, which is crazy because back a couple months ago, they did a test and everything was seemingly great. And then they get to the track with the same exact compound and things go completely haywire. So that was your big story coming out of this. I think people are happy NBC is back, but we'll see what everybody has to say after the race.
The big story going into the race was this quasi repave of the track. And again, I'm not out there on the tarmac. I'm not out there on the concrete. I'm not out there on the, I'm not sure. It didn't look that much different to me as a fan. The bumps on the track looked kind of gnarly. You could tell who had that rear end set up and who didn't with the Cup cars. But it didn't look like it was an issue to me where you had that partial repave in the turns versus the entire track.
A partial repave to me is a problem, because you're always going to have the wrong line on the wrong place and the wrong car doing the wrong thing on the wrong piece of pavement. Iowa Speedway, I was there once. In fact, that's where I met Patrick Dempsey. But Iowa Speedway was a pretty good place. And if they're going to screw it up for NASCAR, then that's their problem.
Bang. Ryan Blaney, your NASCAR Cup Series winner from Iowa. We'll have more on that. Also coming up this hour, David Malukas and your Statman Scat. This whole charter system is still one of the headlines coming out of NASCAR. More freaks coming up. Speed Freaks Bits and the Lucas Oil Studio.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive styling. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clip, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning, starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey comedy that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAVTV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAVTV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAVTV, Motorsports Network.
The Brainard Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Brainard Automotive Group 500, only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to www.traceway.com now, because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate, Illinois.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Coming up, Crash Gladys Pit News and Notes brought to you by good friends at Lucas Oil. Man, it's getting hot out there, Freak Nation. Take care of inside that engine and go to lucasoil.com to check out the line of products to keep it cool inside that hot rod of yours. Go to lucasoil.com. That's lucasoil.com. Richie, if you would, go to a single shot of Crash Gladys, and she's going to get into some pit news and notes. Again, brought to you by good friends at Lucas Oil.
Of course, because Lucas Oil works. Lucas works. This past week, I should say, there was a lot of news going on between Martin Truex's official retirement announcement and, just a slew of things. IndyCar going to Fox. But let's say happy Father's Day weekend to all the appropriate fathers out there. Anyone who's a father, albeit a little bit belated. Better late than never, though, right? Precisely who won for Pops this weekend? In motocross, that would be Jet Lawrence. Yep, Jet's back. Another 450 sweep, and Ty Masterpool with his series breakthrough win in the 250s at High Point in Pennsylvania. Sticking with two-wheel, MotoAmerica was at Brainard, Minnesota on the weekend. You watched it all on MAVTV, and you witnessed another breakthrough win. This one, a weekend sweep in the Superbike class by one Mr. Bobby Fong. Bobby will join us. Is it this hour or next hour? He joins us later in the show. I'm going to keep you staying tuned. Overseas, it was the 92nd running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. It came to an emotional conclusion for Ferrari's number 50, now back-to-back winners. Congrats to the entire force behind the win, including drivers Miguel Molina, Antonio Fuoku, and Nicholas Nielsen. Also overseas, carrying a bit of the, let's get to it, SpeedFreaks mojo, Oliver Solberg with the win in the Royal Rally of Scandinavia. The World of Outlaws ran at Knoxville, and full-time high-limit high-roller driver Corey Day snatched the win from the Outlaw faithful on the Iowa dirt. And guess what? Corey Day is joining us in this show, too. Again, SpeedFreaks mojo. Also in Iowa was NASCAR. Sam Mayer with the out-of-breath finish to win an Xfinity, and you just saw it before or right as we were going live on this show, Ryan Blaney, the 2023 champion with his first 2024 win of the year. Ryan Blaney, congrats. Iowa Corn, what did you say, Kenny? The Iowa Corn 350 brought to you by ethanol, which is made by corn. It's corny. Yep. Don't be corny. Ryan Blaney.
I think every NASCAR race should have a title of that race from that state. Right?
Ooh, well, hold on.
Right? I don't think anything will ever top the classic pork is the other white beef. 500 or 300.
Where was that? Was that Talladega?
No, I don't. Maybe they
had that sponsorship.
Alabama for sure.
Or what's the one that's typical for? Is it Watkins Glen? The Go Bowling?
Oh yes.
Yeah. All right, Freak Nation. Hey, Ryan Blaney is your Cup winner over the weekend. Of course, there in Iowa, Newton, Iowa. Raise your hand if you've been to, Newton, Iowa.
You just raised your hand.
Statman has.
Yeah,
I pulled it down. I have no idea where Newton,
I was just going to say, have you been there?
No, I haven't been there, Freak Nation.
About an hour outside of Des Moines, just up the road from Knoxville.
Got it.
Great little town.
Hey, did you see? I've got to just pull this out. William Byron, what did he get himself? A second place? William Byron's crew. I saw this on John Edwards' Twitter account, X account this past week. They flew into Des Moines and then said, no cell phones, no GPS maps. We got to find the way to get to Newton, Iowa. We got to find our way to Iowa Speedway, the old school way with maps and writing down directions. Apparently there were some road closures on the way, but they did it. It's okay. We can do life without cell phones, people. The 24 team just proved it.
You dug that rabbit hole, Crasher. I'm going to follow you down that damn thing. Statman and I lived in Los Angeles longer than we'd like to admit. Statman himself, I would say. Crasher, you were there, and that's how we got around, was a freaking Thomas guide over in the passenger seat. How we never, at least I don't believe you have, Crasher, Stat, how I never rear-ended somebody or ran over a freaking pedestrian looking down at my Thomas guide.
I had one rear-end collision on the 10 downtown LA, but it was not Thomas guide related, I don't believe.
Okay, well, great. I didn't need for you to.
I'm just going to be honest.
Statute of limitations still going on with that?
Nope, that was back in probably 2000, 2001.
What was the other Thomas guy? Oh, Rand McNally. Oh my gosh. Okay, enough of that. Now, Ryan Blaney coming up here in the Freak Nation. But first, Crasher, we were talking off mic prior to going live again regarding this Fox, NBC, or I shall say Fox, IndyCar, NASCAR broadcast that's going to happen next year and how it's going to overlap, how we're going to try and put these things together with the NHRA following it all up. You've got some interesting insight to the actual broadcast of Fox for IndyCar moving forward.
I don't know if I would call it some interesting insight, but there was a media call on, last Thursday, and it was brought up. I believe it was Nathan Brown with the Indianapolis Star brought up that there are several fans not necessarily happy with the Fox NASCAR coverage, and CEO or COO, I should say, Eric Shanks with Fox Sports was taken aback by that and thinking, oh, well, we will address our IndyCar coverage exclusive of how we address our NASCAR coverage. It's almost as if it was a first-time realization that, oh, these audiences might be, there's crossover, sure, but they actually might be different audiences, and we need to treat our broadcasts as different properties, which he then went on to say, we do treat every single sporting property individually. So when it comes to content and how the content is delivered, I do believe that IndyCar will be done differently than NASCAR. I mean, to be perfectly honest, NHRA is differently than NASCAR. Right. Granted, it's a different motorsport, but I think when it comes to timing together, you very well might see IndyCar starting a Sunday, going straight into NASCAR, going straight into NHRA, or flip it around. NASCAR starting the day, going straight into IndyCar, going straight into NHRA. I firmly believe this is going to be an amazing development for motorsports fans in general on Sundays. You're not going to have much else to watch, especially not on Fox in the springtime. So enjoy all motorsports while you can. It's my take.
It involves IndyCar, and our love for the series or the racing itself is, if you follow the Freak Nation, you know how big fans we are of IndyCar. But my goodness, my skeptical side keeps coming up thinking there's something there. The times, as you said, Crasher, the start times of the race aren't in there. When I was on pirate radio in Los Angeles in the mid-'90s when Metallica and Guns N' Roses toured together, the biggest battle was who's going to close the show. I understand the popularity of IndyCar is nowhere near what it is for NASCAR. So what is NASCAR? Everything's going to be up to NASCAR, right, Stat? NASCAR is going to be calling the shots.
Well, I don't know. I think the biggest thing, Crash, in one of our pre-show meetings, I think you talked about they're setting aside a certain amount of time for each race. Mm-hmm. And the time that they talked about setting aside for the NASCAR race was about half of what it is now. So if that means that the races are going to be shorter, I think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to motorsports in the United States. If
the NASCAR Cup races are shortened on Sundays. Yeah, right. I don't see... Fans could come out of, what am I going to do with my time? Well, guess what? You have it flanked by IndyCar and NHRA. You still have a lot of motorsports on a Sunday. I think it is a good thing overall for NASCAR to have shortened Cup races. Make people want your product more. These droned out 4-hour races are not necessary every Sunday. Daytona needs it. Yes. The Coke 600, it's going to be the 600 forever. But other races don't need to be as long as they are. Let the sport breathe a little bit. Make people want it more. And I think that's what shorter races do.
Real quick, Statman, were you insinuating that you think this might be the precursor to shorten the Cup races?
Yeah, if they say that they're going to give equal time to IndyCar and NASCAR, and the IndyCar races are half of what the NASCAR races are, I think that's a good thing. And the races need to be shorter.
I don't know if realistically they can give equal time, but IndyCar has been told it's going to be a 2.5-hour window on network on each one of your Sundays, which doesn't provide it depends on how they lay it out. It might not provide a lot of pre-race lead in, but it will arguably on several races give a lot of post-race coverage, which could be very nice. And there's been, according to this call on last Thursday with Eric Shanks of Fox Sports, there's been a lot of research done on if you come into a race, and let's say IndyCar in particular, and you do too much pre-race, it lowers the rating. So you want to get in, get to the green flag, and go. And then use your storytelling for in-race and post-race.
Love that. I'm so over pre-race, pre-football, pre-MLB, pre-NBA. Just give me the damn game.
When you say a game starts at 2 p.m., it started at 2 p.m., not 2:45.
Attaboy.
Yep.
Freak Nation, this dude won twice. Both Superbike races, Brainard, Minnesota, MotoAmerica, and you saw it on MAVTV. Bobby Fong joins us next. Speed Freaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clip, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning, starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey comedy that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
The Brainard Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's not just a race. It's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Brainard Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate, Illinois.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAVTV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAVTV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAVTV, Motorsports Network.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
It's his first time in the Freak Nation. Bobby Fong, not one, but two wins over the weekend in Brainard, Superbike class with MotoAmerica. And I'm going to be honest with you here. Bobby Fong Fridays sounds so badass, my friend. When I saw that come across on Twitter or Instagram, whatever the hell it was, when you get in the poll at Brainerd, I thought, there you go, man. Get T-shirts made. Bobby Fong Friday, all right?
I got some swag coming here soon, but it's not Bobby Fong Fridays, but it's a good catch. You'll see it here soon. I'll drop you some merch here soon. But man, it's been a hell of a weekend. We've always done good here, so it was cool. I knew after Road America we'd come here and we'd be pretty good. So for some reason this track always suits me, and we had some confidence. We double win, man. We can't really ask for more, and we got the points lead, so it's good. Now we're confident, but we're gonna stay humble about it.
What specifically? You said you knew after Road America, and that was a wet fest. You said you knew after Road America you would be good at Brainerd. What did you know?
Well, we done pretty good at Road America because I felt like once we get to a track that horsepower wasn't going to be too much of an issue, we'd be pretty good because this track is obviously horsepower doesn't really mean too much. Road America was all straight-away, so we got the podium there. So I know once we get to a track that the horsepower didn't matter too much, we'd be a lot closer. And I've always done good here, like on the baggers and everything. And even last year, the first time on the Superbike here, we've done well. So we came out of the truck swinging. So we had that momentum, and it's always good to come to a track that you don't do well at. So man, this place is awesome, man. I've done good here, and the facilities are just old and beat down, but man, it brings a crowd and brings good race.
Bobby Fong, two-time winner this weekend at Brainerd Superbike class. And you saw it on MAVTV, joining the Freaks and Lucas Oil Studios. And watching you in this interview, 2 or 3 minutes into it, there's a little bit of surprise in your face that you kicked the ass of some of those other names that were looking up at you this weekend. And now, from a point standing, you're looking up at freaking Bobby Fong Fridays.
Man, it's weird. Going into this season, we didn't have this expectation. It was like, we're like, let's get a few podiums. Let's battle. Let's stay in top 5. Let's just always be in the fight. Like that was the goal. Like, hey, let's be in the fight. Like that's all. Like that's what I really wanted to do, was just be in the fight. And we're fourth round in. We're leading the championship. We're like, we have a shot at this thing, So we got to keep our head on straight. And that, like I said, there's a lot of races to go, and I think we're all surprised as a team. We're a smaller team, and we're building. We're learning each round. So. Except we've got to be smart, and we got to be in it for the long haul and just maximize our points each weekend.
So yes, how do you take that surprise, that shock, that celebration that's coming out of Brainerd now, and use whatever you can from it to keep Gagne behind, to keep Beaubier behind, to keep Heron behind? What can you use now to keep your eyes forward?
It's as a racer, as any human, like once you have some momentum behind you, you have that confidence, it just builds, it just keeps going. And, sometimes you get knocked back down, but we've been doing this a long time, and, we got to be mentally strong. We got to be stoic and not let things phase us. If we have a bad race, we got to pick ourselves up and just keep going. Like I said, everybody has a bad weekend and bad races. You just got to stay strong. Like I said, we've been doing this a long time. I have a good crew behind me that's been in this industry a long time, so we got weather and can't get spun out, man. We can't just, start listening to the wind. We just gotta keep working.
Wow, Bobby Fong, Stockton, California, 2 wins this weekend in Brainerd, points leader. I'm a big music guy. Kenny's taught me a lot of music I never knew existed before, and I hear that you use music to kind of get your personality or get your emotions going one way or the other. And I saw where EDM is important to you. Tell me about that. How'd that come about for a bike racer?
I'm big on the music stuff. It's EDM, rock, rap. That's what kind of keeps me going. And if I didn't have music, I don't know what the hell I would do. AirPods are literally, you see me, AirPods are in 24/7 at home. It's just kind of like just pumps me up, and you just kind of get in the zone. And a lot of people like to quiet. I like noise. Just keeps them up from.
No. I love that. I was thinking when you were talking about EDM, what is it? The BPM is one of the serious.
Yeah, the chill. I'm more of the chill guy. The BPM was the younger Bob, but now it's more of the chill EDM. So.
Dude, you're my guy now. I the chill when I get in the car.
Diplo station, yeah.
Yep. Next thing I know, I'm doing 90 and a 55, and it's like, whoa.
We're not about the We're just like we're chilling these days.
Exactly. I honestly love that. I used to ask people all the time what was in their iPod, but it sounds like you got, in addition to some EDM, you might have some rap. What's your rap guy?
Oh man, I'm Bay Area rap music, man. You can't go wrong with Bay Area rappers. It's Mac Dre, Too Short, all the heavy hitters from the Bay Area. It's you can't go wrong, and I feel like they changed the rap game. So
well, wait a minute,
everybody knows Bay Area rap. It's next level.
Bay Area people don't think of Stockton as being in the Bay Area, but you're gonna adopt Bay Area as being your place. Is that what you're telling us?
Oh yeah. No, it's all of Northern California rap stuff is it's great, man. It's you get brought up in Stockton, you start listening to a little different trend of music growing up. So it's cool, man. It's kind of made me who I am today, and music has definitely been a part of my life since day one.
Two-time Superbike winner over the weekend. You saw it on MAVTV, MotoAmerica. His name is Bobby Fong, joining us here in the Freak Nation. Here's a completely rando question. Looking at your forearms and that ink you got on your forearms, have you ever wiped out on your street bike to where you had to have some of those tattoos redone on your arm before?
No, I'm a little bit smarter than riding street bikes, actually. And if I do, I'm all kicked out.
Well done.
Yeah, got you. No, but I do ride, I damn spandex on a road bike. That's something that, crosses your mind. If you ever wad up on a road bike, you're basically wearing a Speedo, going 50 miles an hour downhill. So it definitely crosses the mind, but damn, don't jinx me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't be too happy. So,
hey, real quick before we let you go, do you have? We talked about Northern California, so I just want to ask: do you have a place like Laguna Seca on your radar, being like my home track? I can't wait to get back there. Or is there a little too much pressure on a place like that because everybody's tugging at you for tickets?
I'm a realist, and I like to speak my mind, and sometimes it's too much. I personally hate Laguna. I hate it. I hate going there. I hate the area. I hate all of it. I'm just being truthful. I mean, I don't like the place. And yes, my family goes and everybody goes, and every year I fuck up. So I definitely don't like it. So I don't look forward to going there, but I do look forward to going to Austin, Texas, just because the area is cool. And there's not many places where I look forward to going to. It's just every track's a track, but some places I'll find something about every track that I don't like, I'm sure.
Right.
It could be a restaurant. It could be the damn porta potties, and I won't like the place. So
that is true.
Hey, Bobby, let's not make this the last time you come in the Freak Nation. Go get yourself a win and come back here in the Freak Nation. We can talk more about the legends that grew up in your area, or raced in your area, whether it's Kenny Roberts or cats like that. All right.
Yeah.
Oh no, for sure, man. We have so many heavy hitters from Northern California and the track Lodi Cyclable that I grew up racing. So we're definitely going to have to continue this conversation. Hopefully we talk a lot more in the future.
Dude, the flat trackers that came out of your area are bananas.
Dude, growing up at Lodi Cyclable has been a big part of who I am today. I mean, it's a big part. It is why I am who I am. It's that track, and my dad, and being tough on me as a kid, and that track it taught me a lot, and like I said, it made me the rider I am today.
Bang. His name is Bobby Fong, not one but two times Brainard Superbike winner, joining us here in the Freak Nation. You saw it on MAVTV, buddy. Thank you for taking time out, man. We'll hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
See you, buddy.
See you.
Guy's a badass, man. He goes out there and puts the beat down on Peterson, Gagne, Beaubier, Heron. Now he's a points leader.
Yeah, he and Heron, they had some video of him standing up to each other on YouTube. I don't know if it was a Brainard or where, but yeah,
right.
They had some angry words.
Freak Nation, coming up next, your stat man scat. This whole charter issue with NASCAR, it's getting closer and closer to exploding. We'll explain. Coming up, your stat man scat, SpeedFreaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line.
Does it have to be family?
It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clip, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning, starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey comedy that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for a professional detail or shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
The NASCAR Cup Series Enjoy Illinois 300 hits Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, and the racing will be rocking. It's more than just the cars, it's all about the party. Country music's hottest new star, Riley Green, Big and Rich with Gretchen Wilson, Brittany Spencer, Tim Duggar, and Ludacris cranking the party into overdrive. There's something for everyone, and your access to the Confluence Music Festival is included with your race ticket. Go to www.raceway.com now.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAVTV. Two Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAVTV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two Wheel Tuesday.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. That's 800-273-7075.
You're listening to SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
This charter battle between NASCAR and its teams will go nowhere if both sides want to guard their turf instead of build the industry. Greed and speed can both kill. NASCAR is saying it won't let its teams own charters permanently because it doesn't want to be on the line if the economy changes. Someone explain how that would work. If the industry goes bottom up, everyone with a stake loses, right? That's the way business works. It's my understanding that each car with a charter receives a guaranteed entry into every race and a greater share of prize money from NASCAR. If NASCAR collapses for some reason, why would it be on the hook for guaranteeing everybody's stake in the industry? Just like there's no crying in baseball, there's no guarantees in business. NASCAR made some pretty good concessions in its latest offer that was heavily criticized by the teams. If the teams want to build business in stock car racing, read that offer again and get back to the table. Seems like there's plenty of room for negotiation if both sides want the industry to keep growing. Otherwise, both sides are smothering their cash cow. If the culture changes stock car racing, everyone would have to roll with the uncertainty, just like they did in the music industry a generation ago. And it's still flourishing, isn't it? Peace.
Your Statman Scat brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. As I said earlier this hour, it is hot out there. Make sure you're rolling on a new set of rubbers from General Tire. Go to generaltire.com. I don't care what you got. Got yourself a big fat F-250 or a sports car. General Tire, passenger minivans. General Tire has the tire for your ride. Go to generaltire.com. Playing off Statman Scat, what Denny Hamlin said, that he's tired of losing millions and millions, or he can't continue to lose millions and millions of dollars if the current charter system continues. Now, Statman, what you're saying in your scat is that you're not necessarily disagreeing with Denny Hamlin losing money. It's just that you feel that the offer that has been presented is closer than it has been over all the offers, and that Cup drivers should take a step back before claiming or making certain claims of where they see this going or not going?
Yeah, the thing that got me a little bit riled was, I appreciate and respect Dale Jr. and the Dale Jr. download, but I heard him quoting Jim France that one of the reasons why NASCAR won't, give the charters permanently to the teams is that NASCAR feels responsible for the charters. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense at all. Or somebody's got to tell me how that makes sense. If they give them to the teams, then the teams are on the hook. Why should NASCAR be on the hook for something that somebody else owns? So to me, that sounds like a dance just to negotiate. That's why they need to get back to the table. The NASCAR said that they want to have cost caps. That's going to bring in private equity money, because that's a place to make money if the costs are contained. And all this stuff about, Penske has a stake in IndyCar, so we should have a stake in NASCAR. That's a false flag. They need to get back to the table. All these are just ways to negotiate. And they need to get back in there. They say they have a good lawyer that understands labor law or business. So if he's buying these arguments, he doesn't understand at all.
So am I hearing you correctly in that NASCAR claims ownership of these charters and they are just loaning them to the teams, but the teams see it as, no. You've given us these charters. We own them. We're the ones investing in them to make them bigger and better for the future.
Well, it's almost the case. NASCAR says they own them and they'll give them to them for a long period of time. I think this latest offer is for 7 years and a 7-year option. But what NASCAR is saying is that if the industry goes down, if for some reason people start looking at other things besides NASCAR on TV and streaming changes and all the other false flags that are out there, then they'd have to be responsible for paying the teams some money that would be in the charters. And I'm thinking, if you give the charters to the teams, then they're responsible for it. And if they lose millions, then that's their problem. It ain't NASCAR's problem. Right now, they've got a team that is a championship team that's shut its doors in Stewart Haas. And was it Furniture Row, I think, is shut its doors. So they got championship teams that are going down the tubes. How much worse could it be? So get back to the table, both sides, and work this thing out. It makes no sense to argue opposite sides of reality.
Let me bring Richie in here with this. And Richie, again, you're the newbie. Granted, you've become a motorsports fiend over the last decade. I get it. But that being said, I'm just hearing glimpses of Big Bill France. And I think I put it out there on a text thread earlier this week. No one said it, but the term scab is starting to rear its head in conversations about if the Denny Hamlins, the Kyle Larsons of the world stay out of that race car. NASCAR.
Yeah, I've been talking about this for a couple weeks. In terms of these labor negotiations, right. This is the latest from Jenna Fryer this week. Let me quote from her story. She said, "The teams,
whether it's your first win, your last win, it's just a really special."
Brad Kozlowski interrupting me. Conspiracy theory.
Team owner coming in, trying to shut me up, for goodness sakes. Anyway, this is from Jenna Fryer. The teams don't want to start their own racing league and believe NASCAR would move on. NASCAR would move on without the likes of Hendrick Motorsports or Joe Gibbs Racing or Team Penske if they decided to boycott races. That's in addition to something else that Jenna reported, which she said that multiple team owners told the Associated Press that NASCAR's most recent proposal, delivered almost 2 weeks ago, was one of the worst offers yet from the Stock Car Series sanctioning body. I put out a poll earlier this week asking, do you believe a NASCAR work stoppage will happen? 65% said no, 35% said yes. And I think we're closer than ever to that happening, man. I really do. Like,
yes, I disagree with that, because these teams get 8-figure checks from car makers, from GM, Ford, and Toyota every year. And they're going to say, hey, we're going out on strike. And the teams, the sponsors are going to say, the heck you are. You're going to get your butt in there and you're going to represent my money that I've given you so that you could go out on strike and claim you're losing millions of dollars. I'm giving you millions of dollars. And if you can't figure out how to work it out, then why should I give you any more money?
So, yeah, what you're trying to say is something I've been thinking, which is the teams have no leverage here. They really don't. Between sponsors and NASCAR having that kind of monopoly between the tracks that they own, and essentially trying to say that they own the charter. So the teams don't really have any leverage here.
And the TV revenue.
And the TV revenue too as well, which is split a lot differently. And so the teams don't really have any leverage here. It's basically like, well, NASCAR's like, you can't do anything without us, right? And so they're in between a rock and a hard place. And so the only negotiating tactic that the teams have is to say, sorry, guys, we're not going to show up. And I put out a list this week, too, of about half of the tracks on the NASCAR Cup Series circuit are not owned by NASCAR, and they're owned by different companies. So I'm wondering if there's some workaround there that these Cup teams go to these tracks and say, listen, will you let us run here and run races here outside of the NASCAR sanctioning body?
Oh my goodness.
Right.
You guys...
It's a mess ahead. It's crazy to think, but work stoppages happen in every single sport. So why can't it happen in NASCAR and crash? I saw comments like this week too. It happened with the IndyCar split. So why can't it happen now with NASCAR?
Check this out by Warhammer. And it's sounding awfully familiar, where one series went to this group of tracks and the other series, okay, we're talking kart IRL. The other series went to this group of tracks, and one series put their foot down and said, you can't do it without us. We're the big burly Indy 500. And the other series said, you can't do it without us. We're the big burly top teams. Where did that all go?
Freak Nation, there's two doors in front of you. One's NASCAR drivers or NASCAR, and your Ford, Toyota, and Chevrolet, you've got to walk through one of those if they go on strike. You know exactly where those manufacturers are going. It ain't with the drivers.
And that's what the Lawrence Fishburne. You want to take the red pill or the blue pill? You'd be entering into the matrix.
Kyle Busch outside of the playoffs. That's next. SpeedFreaks Bits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for professional detailer shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clip, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning, starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey comedy that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAVTV. Two-Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAVTV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two-Wheel Tuesday.
The Brainard Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. 2 action-packed days of racing on the most exciting track in racing. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism in Discovertown State, Illinois.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
Do you have an idea for a book? Fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
You're listening to SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
All Ryan Blaney fans can now rest easy for the rest of the week. Ryan Blaney with the big win in Iowa, Newton, Iowa. We'll do our best to hear from him this second hour of Speed Freaks on the Freak Radio Network and, of course, on MAVTV. Make sure you go to our website, speedfreaks.tv, or check us out on every social media platform, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, official Speed Freaks on YouTube. How you guys doing watching us live on YouTube right about now? Coming up this hour, Jade Avedisian. You will know this woman's name if you don't already within the next year or so. She's making a whole lot of headway in the sprint car series. She's the 2023 Extreme Outlaw,
I believe. Yes.
Sprint car champion. Right.
Yeah, I'm so stoked for Jade Avedisian's future.
Right.
Oh man, this is somebody you want to watch. You want to watch her now and watch her progression through the ranks of motorsports. She's amazing.
You got guys like Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell endorsing her. That's badass. So she'll be joining us this hour. You might have seen her on MAVTV's On the Rise earlier last week. Also coming up this hour, speaking of On the Rise, my goodness, Corey Day. What's this guy doing? 18 years old. I show up at a high limits race in Odessa, Missouri. He wins that race. I don't show up in Knoxville for the World of Outlaws. He wins that race. I don't know where I'm going with that other than the Speed Freaks mojo.
The Speed Freaks mojo.
Yeah.
I mean, it still has something to do with you, Kenny.
He wins with Dale Jr. in a late model back in April or on Hickory. We asked him about running for Dale Jr. in this interview. So Corey Day will be here in the Freak Nation. Your Statman Scat talking about the whole charter system. We could spend an hour talking about the gnarliness that is the battle between the owners and the NASCAR brass. And I said this going into the last break. The manufacturers, Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota, if they're asked, if they've got to choose between going with the drivers and the teams or the series, I think you guys know where they're going to go. They're going to go with the series. Kyle Busch right now is 3 spots outside of a playoff spot.
Ooh, that's what happened after Iowa. He fell 2 more spots.
Yep.
Oof.
And Joey Logano and Chris Buescher are just ahead. No, I'm sorry. No, he's fell 4 spots back. It's Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace, Christopher Buescher. And then, of course, you have Alex Bowman, Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain.
Bowman, Gibbs, Chastain are the 3 above the cut line.
Yes.
Those names you just read.
Right. And the next driver to have a win sits in the 10 spot with Daniel Suarez.
All my guys in my little corral are doing pretty good, and all the old farts are stumbling and fumbling and kicking it, huh?
Hold on, though. Your guy is also Martin Truex, and I know you're pretty sad to see him hang up his boots at the end of this year.
So he's decided I'm too big to carry.
Come on.
All right, hold on a second. We're digging a rabbit hole. Thank you, Crash, for that one.
Sorry.
Kyle Busch outside of the playoffs. And again, Statman has been on Kyle Busch's Christmas card list for the duration of this show. I jest, Freak Nation. Say what you will about Kyle Busch. Love him and hate him. And a lot of you folks hate him. Not having him in the playoffs, detrimental to the sport? Freak Nation, what's your take on it? Not having Kyle Busch in the playoffs. And we're getting, listen, man, it is damn near the 1st of July. And we're getting close. There's not a whole lot of tracks coming up where Kyle Busch excels at, other than the first one comes to my mind, Crasher, is Michigan.
He's going to have a winning paint scheme.
Careful.
I'm not jinxing anything, and it's public. He's going to have a winning paint scheme on the side there. I won't say who it is, even though everybody knows who it is. I won't say who it is because I don't want to jinx it. But that's a track that is it California of the East Coast, even though it's not coast?
I think the line of last year that I remember and brings the biggest smile is at Chicago when his crew chief got in his ear and said, "Kyle, the fast guys are going like this."
Oh, man.
Wow. That's a 3-time champion or 2-time champion, whatever it is. And his crew chief was saying the fast guys are driving it like this. That must have gone over real big.
And Freak Nation, our crack staff, okay, Richie, I asked him to check out the last time Kyle Busch has not made the playoffs. And remember, the win and you're in is still relatively, all right, here you go. If you're watching us on MAVTV and YouTube, relatively new.
Oh, air quotes for radio people.
If you know about the playoffs, you know that it wasn't necessarily a win and you're in. And Suave, what's the research that you found out about Kyle Busch?
This is pretty wild. First of all, he has won a race in the NASCAR Cup Series every single season since 2005. So from 2005 to 2023, he's won a race in every single one of those seasons, which is wild to think about. And that's not only a long period of time, but yes, he has indeed missed the playoffs just twice in that same span. So the last time he missed the playoffs was back in 2012. He finished 13th in the points that season. And then he also missed the playoffs. This is even wilder. In 2009, he won 3 races, I believe, in the first quarter of the season, and still missed the playoffs that year. He just missed just outside of it. And I believe Jeff Gordon beat him out that season in 2009. Dale Earnhardt Jr. also did not make the playoffs in 2009 for what it's worth too. So this is a strange place for Kyle Busch to be in, not winning races and being outside of the playoffs.
And Crasher, it's not as if he's had the car, he's had the performance, but there's just been some quirky issues that he's had on the track. He was running top 10 for 3/4 of the race.
Yes, it's been a year of horrific luck. And it's also been a year of, I mean, let's remember on some of the shorter tracks that Chevy had issues. Let's put it this way, non-Hendrick Chevys had issues, whether it was the inability to pass or just not having great side-by-side anything on the racetrack. So he fell victim to some of that as well. Once that kind of became moot, I guess, starting the May part of the season, he's just had luck that has been non-existent. So, yeah, it's been a whack year for Kyle Busch and RCR.
Is it important for you, Freak Nation, that Kyle Busch be in the playoffs? Are we past that white hat, black hat scenario with Kyle Busch? The only reason I don't believe we are is and Statman's been big on this from day one, if you compare social media platforms and responses, and I could go on and on with analytics, but I'm not going to. I'm not that smart. But Kyle Busch creates such a dividing line. And even from a positive side, it's bananas what this guy can create.
Yep.
And not having him in the playoffs will be, dare I say, more detrimental than not having Chase Elliott in the playoffs. Who hates Chase Elliott? No one hates Chase Elliott, right?
Clearly, he's the most popular.
Yeah. People hate Kyle Busch. And you love to watch teams you hate. Dallas Cowboys, Yankees, Lakers, Celtics. Suck it.
Okay, Mavericks fan.
I say it's going to blow if Kyle Busch is not in the playoffs.
I say you definitely need Kyle Busch in the playoffs.
At some point, he's not going to be there, and the playoffs are going to go on.
That is very true. But the sport will have gone on as well. I think as long as Kyle Busch is an active driver, he's important to be top of the line somewhere.
Then who takes up the mantle for the a-hole?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ross
Chastain?
He's too nice too.
As long as he can throw a watermelon, people will love
him.
You need Noah Gragson to win.
If he's got a ride. Again, he has no idea what he's doing next year. Again, that'd be a great X question, Suave. If who's going to be the next divisive driver? Is there anyone out there right? Gragson was to a degree.
Yeah, he just doesn't, pardon me for this, but he doesn't have the ability that a Kyle Busch has. So that's another thing. For your guy to be one of the top hated guys, and being hated is good for ratings, you've got to win, and you've got to repeatedly win, and Noah Gragson doesn't have that. Ty Gibbs does, however.
Yeah, all those people out there, gosh, those Milwaukee Brewers, I hate them. Oh, you don't? Oklahoma City Thunder, they suck.
Say the same thing as a longtime Phoenix resident, lifelong Phoenix resident. You can say the same thing about pretty much anything from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who? Right?
But I'll be damned for Phoenix. You hate some damn teams, man. You hate yourself.
All of them. Hate them all. Hate them all.
It's real, man. It is freaking real. And
I think you're coming on to a different question. Are there too many nice guys coming through the ranks of NASCAR now?
Oh, I remember kicking up. I got to go to break here in 30 seconds,
Okay.
but that was one of the big questions at Phoenix with Steve Phelps and Steve O'Donnell. And I remember at Daytona about asking, look, we just been creating personalities in this series, personalities that get above the 60 beats per minute.
Speaking of EDM, man.
Yeah. Corey Day, dude is scorching the tracks of High Limits Racing and World of Outlaws. He joins us next, SpeedFreaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive style. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clip, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning, starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey comedy that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAVTV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAVTV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAVTV, Motorsports Network.
The Brainard Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Brainard Automotive Group 500, only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now, because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate, Illinois.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, it's the first time for High Limit Racing's Corey Day and World of Outlaw Racing's Corey Day to join us here on the Freak Nation. And Corey, are you aware of the SpeedFreaks mojo?
I'm not aware.
Well, let me share with you, my friend. I just had a little rando trip about a week and a half ago where I showed up at I-70 Speedway just east of Kansas City. I showed up, and who won that race Friday night at the I-70 Speedway, Corey Day?
It was me.
Oh, so out of the gate, Kenny Sargent with SpeedFreaks is taking credit for Corey's most recent win. Okay, I see where you're going.
Were you there on Saturday?
No, I wasn't, and you didn't win, did you?
That's why I didn't win. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
See, it's a fact. SpeedFreaks mojo lives. I don't care if it's two-wheel, four-wheel, or one-wheel, Corey Day. You benefit from SpeedFreaks mojo. You want to work on that through the Knoxville Nationals coming up in August?
Yeah, that'd be good. Hop on a plane, get to Knoxville today and tomorrow.
All right, Corey Day here in the Freak Nation. Sprint car pilot Corey Day joining us here with the Freaks. And Corey, you're on a freaking tear, ripping it up with the high limit racing, and of course with the eyeballs that are on you to eventually go pavement racing. But another question I have for you, outside of the SpeedFreaks mojo, is it awesome to kick the ass of Brad Sweet when you can?
Yeah, of course it is. Brad's a 5-time Outlaw champion, so to be racing with him night in, night out, and being able to compete with him is something to be proud of for sure.
Is it greater to kick the butt of some of those guys like Kyle Larson, like Brad Sweet, or is it greater to hear somebody like Kyle Larson say that he believes you have a similar skill set to him? That just blew my mind when I heard that. I thought, well, then we're in for quite a future with one Mr. Corey Day.
I think they definitely go hand in hand. The off track of him saying that means a lot, and to beat them on track is something to be proud of myself for, and proud of my team just to be able to race at that level.
I love watching your talent progress through everybody that's around you and helping to build you and who you are right now. I mean, let's just take Jason Myers. What's some of the worst advice or the best advice that your team owner, World of Outlaw champ Jason Myers, has given you?
Man, there's Jason's given me a lot of advice. It'd be hard to pick the best or hard to pick the worst. I've just basically just been a student of the sport for the past 3 years racing for Jason, and just listening to everything he's got to say, whether it's telling me how to drive the car or helping me be a better interviewer or whatever it is.
Well, let's go back to where Kenny was with you in Odessa. You were claiming leading up to that you were not as good on big ovals as you were on smaller ovals. So who helped you get that win as far as driving better on the straightaways, or maybe it's in the turns? What was the advice given to you to make yourself great on the big oval?
Jason and I have worked really hard over the past couple of years, and my crew chief Shane Bowers as well, to get good on the big places. I think, my personal opinion is on a big track, it's 70-30. It's, 70% your race car, 30% the driver. Your race car's got to be really good on a big track to be able to compete, because you're at a lot higher speed, a lot higher downforce, and it's real crucial to have a good track or a good car, because you're not just sliding around and banging off the cushion, and the pace of the race is a whole lot faster. Whereas the short track stuff, if you're good on a curve or your race car is really good, then you can make up for time a lot quicker than you can on a big track.
Running for a high limit racing championship, Corey Day joining us here in the Freak Nation. And Statman, I want to jump in real quick. Corey, your comments remind me of something where professional golfers rely on their caddy sometimes too much. And when the professional golfer makes a mistake, chooses the wrong club, or they were 2 or 3 feet short or long, they turn to their caddy and say, "You a-hole. Why didn't you tell me a 7-iron?" Has there been a time where you look at your team owner and crew chief and going, "I told you the line was deeper in turn 1"?
Yeah, of course. There's, we race 80 times a year. I'm going to mess up, and my crew chief is going to mess up as well. So there's definitely been times where, where I get out of the car and, I blame it on him, and then there's other times where I get out of the car and he tells me I suck. So that's just, that's how it goes. That's, a good relationship from a crew chief and a driver to be able to be dead honest to each other.
So for those of us who will never get a chance to drive 1,000 horsepower car that weighs about 1,000 pounds on a quarter-mile racetrack, I don't care how much banking there is, how busy is that? Can you make us understand how busy you are turning and going straight and passing and racecraft to win? You got to be out of your mind and almost instinctive.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on at all times with it. Whether it's how you run the throttle or what line you're running or how much brake you're running. Just there's always a lot going on. Whether it's a half mile or a quarter mile. I grew up on the quarter mile stuff, so the quarter mile stuff where it's real busy and slide jobs are happening all the time. That's more comfortable to me than going 150 and trying to hold the car dead straight on half mile. So. It's always really busy no matter what track you're on. Just helps if you have a good race car, and just all depends on how the racetrack develops as well.
I want to ask Corey the nuance between the brutality of a sprint car and the relative sophistication of a stock car, but it sounds like both of them are brutal. And you are moving from one to the other. How much of a difference is there between a fast cage and a fast cage inside of a body?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of differences. When everyone was asking me, after I ran that race for Jr Motorsports, what the biggest difference I felt was, and surprisingly, it was the fact that I'm turning left. In a sprint car, you set the car to the left, but after that, you're counter steering the whole corner and trying to keep the thing straight, but you're always sliding. With a stock car, it's the first time ever for me that my right hand's been on top the whole entire corner. So that was huge, and the fact that just you don't run a lot of, you don't trail brake or you don't do anything like that like you do in a sprint car. You just you run down to the corner and then you slow the car up with the brakes, whereas a sprint car you usually don't use the brake to slow down unless there's a red flag or a yellow flag. So definitely a lot of differences, and just the racecraft is pretty similar though. Just kind of the main difference there is when you get to a guy's fender in a stock car, they gotta leave you room, or if they try and come down on you, you don't move, they're gonna spin out. Whereas in a sprint car, you can shut the door on someone pretty hard.
Wow. So this week, social media in the motorsports world was hammering on you and Jr Motorsports and the uniform you were wearing and all of that hoo-ha. That must have made you feel pretty good, didn't it? When to see everybody's speculating about you, and you're the only one that knows, unless you want to share with what's happening there with all of that.
Yeah, it's still pretty classified at this moment. All I can say is I'm sprint car racing for the rest of this year. I'm still committed to the high limit deal that Kyle and Brad Sweet are putting on, and that was my commitment at the beginning of the year before any of the stock car stuff even came about. So that's my main commitment this year. But I will be fitting as much pavement stuff in this year as I can.
I think, though, bottom line, what we've seen, well, in the past with like the AJ Foyts and the Tony Stewarts of the world, and now we're seeing again with Kyle Larson, the bottom line is you have a passion for this. And regardless of where your future takes you, I think we're still going to see you on dirt for a very long time. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure. That'll definitely be in my deal as it was in Kyle's. If I can't run a sprint car, honestly, I probably won't do the pavement stuff. This is my dream has always been to be a World Outlaw sprint car champion, not necessarily a Cup champion. But a NASCAR Cup champion wouldn't be that bad either.
So when was the last time you received a text from Junior?
Oh, jeez.
When I won.
I-70 Speedway?
No, when I won the late model race. It's
You're digging, Kenny.
Yeah. I'm keeping my lips shut, man. You can try as hard as you want.
Good.
Corey Day, sprint car pilot running the High Limit Racing, joining us here in the Freak Nation. Hey, Corey, thanks for doing this, buddy.
Of course.
And then he goes out and wins in Knoxville over the weekend. Congratulations to Corey Day. Coming up next, do not call her the next Danica Patrick. Jade Avedisian joins us next. Speed Freaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clip, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning, starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey comedy that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
The Brainard Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race. It's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Brainard Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate, Illinois.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAVTV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAVTV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAVTV, Motorsports Network.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
Jade Avedisian joining us here in the Freak Nation. And Jade, I figured as much. When we got you here in the Freak Nation, we knew you would be at some damn racetrack, and that's where you are right now, right?
Yep, I'm at the go-kart track in Mooresville track house to practice for some road course stuff in a few weeks in VIR.
Hold on just a second. So you're at a go-kart track. Listen, you're a big-time sprint car driver, but you're at a go-kart track preparing for what?
Just the GR Cup races. So we'll run VIR, I think, in 3 weeks. And obviously all that stuff's road course. So, yeah, but like you said, obviously I'm kind of known for the dirt, but I have a, full GR Cup schedule this year. So, just trying to, prepare and, be the best I can when I get to the track.
Can you explain how that came about for you? Because yes, we know you as the Extreme Outlaws champion. We know you as, like you said, dirt and ovals. So how did this come about, and how long did it take for you to say, yeah, I'll do it?
I don't even really know how it really came about. I know when I signed with Toyota back in November last year, they've obviously was thinking about this year in 2024 and, what I was going to do. And obviously they kind of decided on still quite a few dirt races, around 40 races. And then obviously to kind of get my feet wet for the road course side of things. And going into it, they know I had, little to no experience. So that's why I'm kind of out here just trying to get laps on laps. And but yeah, honestly, I don't know why they picked, GR Cup, but I'm kind of glad they did. And it's something different, right? Something I've never done before. And at some point of, my career, it's going to be good to, know road courses.
Without question. And everything you've done, when you've taken that next step into another level of racing, your focus, at least from what I've seen outside looking in, your focus is you're just so determined. You're so tunnel vision, which is good. And I assume that's how you're approaching this now. Having said that, in the past, I've also seen that NASCAR has been the goal for you, NASCAR Cup Series. This might change things. Maybe a little sports cars, maybe a little IndyCar. Who knows, right?
Yeah, I know. A lot of people have been saying that because obviously, NASCAR doesn't have many road courses, but they still have a few. And, I'm going to be honest, my goal still to this day is to be racing on Sundays in the Cup Series. But at the end of the day, if it, all doesn't work out, at least I have hopefully something to go back at. And if it doesn't work out. So like I was saying, though, it's good that I learned this now. I think it's, better to learn, stuff when you're younger than when you're older. And, when the time is, really, really counts. So, I'm lucky and grateful for Toyota and all the people, great people around me to put me in these spots. And, it's just another tool in my toolbox almost.
Jade Avedisian joining us here in the Freak Nation, Extreme Outlaw champion. Jade Avedisian joining us here in the Freak Nation. And again, you hear her schedule. It's pretty much bonkers. And it might be a situation where you find something new in the future that, holy smokes, I didn't realize I was so good at this, which you'll find, like whether it's a Kyle Larson or an IndyCar driver that could be an experienced driver in all forms of racing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, just going back to Toyota and everyone, part of it, for them to, take a chance on, a young kid and a kid with, no experience of, what their goal is later in life is, a big part. And, a lot of thinking went into it and, or a lot of thinking went in it for them. But on my side, I knew what, the opportunity had. And obviously, you can't turn these things down. So, yeah, I'm super, super excited to, have road course experience, and then obviously, still do my dirt stuff. It's, what I love, and, the midget stuff is, a blast, and obviously, probably brought my name up, the most out of it last year.
We're talking a lot about Toyota in this interview. Obviously, Toyota's an amazing partner for you. You have mentioned many times how you've looked up to Kyle Larson. You've looked up to Christopher Bell. On the Toyota side of things, now Christopher Bell is in interviews giving you serious accolades.
She's getting a lot of respect from the industry of what she's doing. I don't want to say that female race car drivers in the past haven't gotten respect, but they've been treated differently, and their goals and good performances are ranked differently than a race car driver. And she is breaking down those barriers.
That, aside from being surreal, how has that kind of influenced your approach into additional racing as well?
Yeah, it's super cool. Obviously I look up to, the Larson and Christopher Bell. Those are two rare people in the racing world that, don't come up every day. So, for them to say, such great things about me, and it just, I don't know, it makes me feel special. And it definitely helps, the whole picture for, the whole entire thing. And, now it's just kind of me going out and racing and executing and, doing the best I can on the track.
Jade, we have Crasher and we have a 10-year-old daughter, and she is away at camp. She's 10 years old, and she got a little homesick. Hell, I got a little homesick. And with you being away from your family so much, how did you get over being homesick, or are you over being homesick and being home on the West Coast?
Well, I moved out to Mooresville last February, or 2 Februarys ago, I guess now, almost a year ago. So it's good to be out here, but don't get me wrong, when I go back to California, it's also nice to be home, because, those were where all my, original friends were almost, and all my family. But for, what I want to do, obviously I need to be out in Mooresville. And and honestly, it's kind of hard to say if I'm homesick, because we're gone, so much. We were just gone all last week and got back yesterday morning for midget week. So we definitely have a pretty busy schedule.
Actually, I'm going to say something here, because we've got you to help promote On the Rise, an amazing show with you being featured Thursday on MAVTV. And I saw a sneak peek of it. And in that was actually your father saying, I need to let go. I need to let her be herself. Kenny, that is completely you. You need to let the kids, let them get out of the nest and let them develop on their own, because Jade, you're a perfect example of how that's where success comes from, is finding your passion on your own and then just vaulting with it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure this is, also in the show, but, realistically, I didn't know if my dad even, wanted me to race. And, obviously, he kind of gave me the chance, and, he said, if you want to do it, you can do it. If not, we'll find a different sport. So, obviously, that's what I picked, and this is what I love to do. But, he definitely, gave me the choice. And, even to this day, he's definitely, tough on me if I don't race as good as I should be. But at the end of the day, he knows that I'm just going to be, tough on myself because how bad I want it. So it's definitely good to have, some of the best parents, I feel like, around me with my, my mom and dad. So they've kind of gave me, all the tools that I need right now. And, like I said, now it's just kind of me, going to do a good job, and going to, get the wins on the weekend.
Jade, with your feature on MAVTV, On the Rise, there were cameras all in your face and just following you around a number of places. You got a lot of cameras in your face right now because of your success. Was it strange having the cameras follow you around for On the Rise on MAVTV?
Not really. I feel like I've kind of gotten used to it. I feel like if you asked me maybe even a year ago or 2 years ago, I probably would have said yeah. But, obviously there's a lot of people around, and, with that being said, there's a lot of cameras around. So, luckily, I'm pretty used to it. But it definitely was, pretty cool to have, everyone at MAVTV follow us around for a few races, and hopefully everyone can get like a little insight of it.
Well, there was something about Monopoly. What's going on with Monopoly and Jade Avedisian?
Oh, Monopoly is a struggle, to say the least, right now. I don't know. We were home for Christmas, and we just brought out a board game, and it was Monopoly, and then we played since. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty frustrating because I still haven't won a game, but we're not going to give up, and we'll be back on the Monopoly grind once racing kind of slows down.
You know what? With all the NASCAR charter talk, if Toyota came up with a racing Monopoly game and the different boards were different charters, I bet you'd crush.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. I think like we have a racing like theme almost of a sprint car track of Monopoly, so it is kind of cool. But yeah, that would be a good idea.
Jade, also that you find in On the Rise on MAVTV, the show that you're going to be highlighted on Thursday, is you working out with a number of other Toyota drivers. Has that changed your life with your specific workouts with the Toyota team?
Not really. I think, what they have here in Mooresville and CBC and TRD is, great, not only for myself, but, for everyone, every single driver. I think it's, it might not be as important in the dirt car, but when you go asphalt racing, obviously
And of course, is Jade Avedisian. Don't call her the next Danica Patrick. She is something special. More freaks coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studio.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plan starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clip, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning, starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey comedy that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for a professional detailer shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
The Brainard Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Brainard Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAVTV. Two-Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAVTV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two-Wheel Tuesday.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. That's 800-273-7075.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Freak Nation, go to lucasoil.com to check out a line of products to keep that hot rod cool on these heated roads and these heated days. Go to lucasoil.com. That's lucasoil.com, a part of the Freak Nation for over 2 decades. That's lucasoil.com. Crasher, we'll spend a little bit of time talking IndyCar right about now. David Malukas surfaced at Road America recently.
Ooh, yes. And that was with great news. Of course, we saw him do some amazing social media stuff throughout the month of May. Just epic, David Malukas. He was, of course, also a part of the Arrow McLaren team, signed to a multi-year deal before, unfortunately, just a couple of weeks before the start of the season, he was in a mountain biking accident and he was set to be out 7 weeks. Unfortunately, it did go longer. So, yeah, Malukas was out of a ride come the month of May. We thought, and we had talked with other people, that no, there's no seats available for David Malukas unless he were to want to return to his former team, or he gets an invite to go back to his other team. But guess what? That didn't need to happen. Come Road America, which was the race IndyCar was at last weekend, he gets signed to fill the seat once owned by Tom Blomqvist for Meyer Shank Racing. So, as David Malukas has alluded to with us, he's worked with one Brazilian team coach, and now he's going to work with another Brazilian team coach. That would be Helio Castroneves, 4-time Indy 500 winner. So yeah, David Malukas has a ride set to go off starting next weekend, this coming up weekend, with IndyCar and Meyer Shank Racing.
And the series is better, Crasher, is better when David Malukas is in a car, right?
His personality is just awesome. He needs a good car underneath him. And we were so excited to see that with Arrow McLaren. Unfortunately, that never materialized because of his injury. But yeah, now he has that shot again. So this will be fun to watch.
When he came in the Freak Nation the first time, just a second. When he came in the Freak Nation the first time, we were just hoping that he would get a ride, a decent
Good
ride.
ride, yeah.
So we could put him more out front of folks. And he's got that sense of humor that not a whole lot of drivers have, not a lot of people have. But again, having a dude like that running a race car and back in a race car, it's good to have him. His name is David Malukas. In the seat full time now through the end of the season. We'll see him next at
Laguna Seca.
He joins us now. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
It's amazing. We started off, obviously, with the whole deal last year being on a big high for me, and then, obviously, this whole injury happened and brought everything on the probably the biggest low I've had of my life so far, and now we're back up on the high. And, you know, it was a tough few months, but we kept on it, and I knew opportunities would come along, and we kept pushing and making sure that this hand was ready to go, and obviously things played out. We got the call, and now we're here. I was praying for it, obviously. The biggest thing, of course, in a recovery, you know, there's so much we can do, but the best thing you can do is just getting back in the car and being there, keeping the racecraft up, you know, and that was one of the things that is a big worry is, although I'll be able to come back and be ready for next year, you know, missing a whole year from everybody else, they're going to start, you know, getting that pull and that gap. So it's pretty lucky the way things shaped out, and only losing a few months and a few races overall, for us, we didn't really lose that much. So it's going to be good to get back in a car. Coming into MSR here, obviously the opportunity has been amazing, but so far everybody has been so friendly to me and treating me like family immediately. I mean, it's been a few days, and even the first day I came in, everybody's treating me very, very well. And it's definitely a good place to be, and I'm going to be very excited. I think it's going to be a good environment for me to perform. And yeah, we're going to work well with the team. I'm just really excited to get into it. Honestly, the pressure's pretty low on me right now. I don't really have too much pressure. I'm very confident in the performance that we can give. Obviously, the hand's going to be the only limiting factor. And other than that, from the team side, the car's very good. The engineers are incredible. We get to work with a lot of driver data. And I also have Helio by my side, which obviously now I get both Brazilians. I got TK and now Helio, so I got the Brazilian special there. But no, I'm really excited to get to work with these great people, and I think they'll let me perform at my 110%. Gateway is going to be my track that I'm looking forward to, get some good results there. So yeah, I mean, I'm honestly just looking forward to anything right now.
Yes,
So,
Gateway.
of course, that wasn't Bobby Fong. If you're watching it on YouTube, you saw where Bobby Fong was his Chiron. That's my bad. But regardless, David Malukas back in the seat. And one thing he said there, well, the hand's going to be limited. These cars are not power steering.
Yeah. These are difficult to drive. That's a
Stat,
good point.
you fracture your wrist, and the driver says, oh, the only thing that's going to limit me is my hand.
Yeah, well, this before the accident, he did well at St. Louis. When was it? Last year or the year before? Crash? It was
Both.
last year, wasn't it?
Both years. He got a podium both years.
When he was with Dale Coyne and almost won. So he's a good driver, and it'll be good to see him get this opportunity. People walked away from him, and it'll be good to see him get an opportunity. And IndyCar needs this kind of story, success of somebody coming up through the system, coming back from injury. They need this. They need a good story. They need the spotlight on this series. And maybe David Malukas is the person to give that to him.
He's 22. I didn't realize he was 22.
How badass is that?
Isn't that crazy? Like, just every time he's on the show, he's terrific, and he's truly one of my favorite drivers to root for. And I can't wait to see him back in the car. And every time I hear from him, I think the same thing with this. Like, we have a lot of young drivers in the sport, and we just had Jade Avedisian on too. But like, he's one of the few that, like, every time they're on screen, you just feel their young youth, early 20s, teenage energy, and it's great and it's infectious. And I hope, like you said, coming up at Worldwide Technology here, Raceway here in August, where he's finished on the podium the last couple of years, like, I hope he does well there, man. It'll be good. Hopefully, when you guys are there in August and he wins the race, it would be incredible. It would be the greatest thing for IndyCar to happen since sliced bread.
So we
my shot. Call it my shot.
I like your shot. And I think a lot of fans like your shot as well. In this second hour of Speed Freaks tonight, we've had 3 drivers on. The average age of those 3 drivers, under 20. 19. New generation, ladies and gentlemen. We had a 17-year-old, we had an 18-year-old, and David Malukas, 22 years old. Wow.
Who in 5 years is going to have more followers on Instagram of those 3?
Corey Day needs to kind of up his game a little bit when it comes to social media. Not a ton, but just a little bit if he's going to be competing with the likes of a David Malukas and a Jade Avedisian.
I'm going to take option D, Connor Zilich.
But he wasn't in this hour of the show.
He won the ARCA race on General Tire.
He did.
At Iowa this weekend.
That is a very good point. And he's badass too.
And again, we had Connor Zilich in, was it early last year the first time?
Oh, the first time. Yes, early
when
last
he
year.
was 17 or 16. Well, then Ben, okay, here we go. We're digging some rabbit holes.
Ben Mayer. Yeah.
Oh my.
I think the first time he was on.
Holy smokes.
But the youngest rider or driver we've ever had is still James Bubba Stewart. Didn't we have him when he was 14?
14, and we're talking to him like he was 21. Oh, idiots. We were idiots, man.
The old days. Oh, speaking of the old days, next week. Next week.
Statman, you're going to be 24 years old next Sunday, buddy. Maybe.
Wow.
Yep.
24. I got a granddaughter that's almost 24.
We celebrate our 24th anniversary on June 25th, Freak Nation. And I thought about this too, and I'm not jumping on somebody's grave either, but Race Hub has gone away on Fox. We've outlasted so many shows of covering motorsports and, frankly, more specific, NASCAR. And we thought that might be the death knell to us, is that we weren't an exclusive NASCAR show. No, now 24 years later, here we are on MAVTV, YouTube, still.
It's arguably
Freak
been
Radio
our
Network.
saving grace that we cover everything.
We talked NASCAR today, Superbikes, Sprint Car, IndyCar,
Hypercars.
Hypercars. 24 hours of Le Mans.
Maybe I'll watch an hour and a half of Le Mans next year and not talk about it.
We talked about it. News and Notes covered it. You're covered. Everybody's covered.
You invested enough time this year to last next year.
Thanks, Dad. All right, man. We'll be 24 years old next weekend, almost. By 2 days.
Yeah.
Let's do it, Freak Nation, as we have been doing for almost 24 years. Statman, shoot the juice to the moose.
And cut it loose.
At 24 years old, my God. Right here from the Lucas Oil Studios and on MAVTV.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for professional detail or shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clip, the story of one NBA team's racial reckoning, starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey comedy that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAVTV. Two-Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAVTV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two-Wheel Tuesday.
The Brainard Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. 2 action-packed days of racing on the most exciting track in racing. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism in Discovertown State, Illinois.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.